We continue to talk with artists who will be participating in the upcoming art exhibit in Malden, titled Our Warming Planet: Visions of a Sustainable Future. We now hear from Diana Jeong, a Malden-based nature photographer, who hopes her work will inspire people to slow down and truly engage with the beauty of the natural world. Here is our conversation with her.
I saw the notice. I was not paying particular attention until one of my colleagues mentioned it to me specifically. And she says, I know your artwork, and I think it would be a good fit for what this exhibit is all about. I do a lot of nature photography. I've started out specifically taking pictures of flowers. Um, all kinds of flowers, close-ups, landscapes, that type of thing, which is what I enjoy doing specifically. So my colleague at Creative Malden suggested that maybe some of my artwork would be suitable for this particular exhibit. Secondly, the location is in Malden, which is very close to where I live. I'm a lifelong resident of Malden, and the particular location is very central to the city. They've uh, had a lot of great artists work there. They've had poetry readings, they've had sketch artists, they've had other photography. And I figured, well, why not publicize myself a little bit more and also give my fellow artists, some support by participating in this exhibit? Okay, well, it was kind of funny and it was kind of accidental. I was visiting other relatives in Vancouver, and my cousin's husband was also a photographer, and he took these beautiful pictures of flowers. Canada has fabulous parks, Stanley Park, Queen Elizabeth Park, and I really wanted to replicate that. I thought the photos that he took were really beautiful, and there was just so much gorgeous nature involved that I really wanted to again memorialize that. And uh, just I think the one thing with the photography is that you're looking through it and it brings back such great memories and such happiness. And I think going on vacations, we've gone to places like Disney and Las Vegas and cruise ships, but those are man-made vacations. Uh, I love them, I recommend them, but one thing my mother always said her favorite vacation was the American national parks because there's just natural beauty in there. And I thought about it. I did not expect that answer from her, but I thought about it and I said, yeah, there's some really beautiful natural things in this world. They're not man-made. They've just been there. Grand Canyon's been there for a billion years. And I think it's important to enjoy them and to remember them and to preserve them. And I'm hoping that photography and folks like me who do appreciate that will continue to, you know, uh, sort of memorialize these natural things forever. One submission was at a butterfly conservatory in Maine, and somehow I just captured exactly the butterfly on top of the flower. It was just that you don't always get these things because butterflies do not pose for you. You just have to get it. And somehow it worked. And I'm looking at it and I said, boy, not to brag, uh, that I just sort of captured it right. And I think it's important because there's sort of a harmony among nature about the flowers and the butterflies and the bees. It's all interconnected. Um, One thing in my description, I heard that monarch butterflies may be on their way to extinction. And I think that's number one, upsetting because they're beautiful creatures. Number two, that it sort of changes the ecosystem because if one thing's gone, it just sort of, there's a sort of a multiplier where if one thing's gone, then what else is going to go off later? With my photo, and I'm hoping not to brag too much, to sort of capture that this is the way some things are meant to be. The butterfly and the flower really kind of go together. That's and that's how it preserves the ecosystem. Besides, it's kind of a cool picture, but I digress. The second uh, photo that was accepted was autumn leaves in a particular park in Malden. It was Lincoln Commons. It has been very nicely redeveloped. I have to give a shout out to the city for doing the best they can to uh, preserve the parks because we're an urban setting and there's a lot of folks that are uh, not able to go on vacations. So if you have accessible green space, that's really a good quality of life. I was at anyway, for this particular photo, I was at an event at Lincoln Commons during the fall, and just the right time, there was all kinds of shades in the autumn leaves. There was reds and yellows and greens, and it was a perfect autumn day. The sky was blue, not a cloud in the sky. I pointed the camera up and just sort of got this uh, montage of colors. Uh, nothing, nothing else, just the leaves in the sky. And it sort of worked out kind of pretty. I think in New England, we're very fortunate to have four seasons. And then when you do get um, the autumn leaves, and you get the right season. Sometimes you don't, but this time we got some gorgeous blooming reds and maples and birch, and it just sort of all worked together. Okay, well, that's kind of a big question. Well, first of all, I do hope that we do have a diverse audience, and quite frankly, the building is in a central location, so accessibility is not necessarily an issue. So I do hope that people come. I hope that people support all the artists, because I think it's really a nice community of sharing and fellowship. So kudos to all my associates there. I think what I would like, first of all, is hopefully they like my stuff and all the other artist stuff. So I hope they like it. I hope that they would think to maybe study not only my submissions, but the others and said, why do you like this? Uh, what is it about that captured your imagination for a few minutes? I'm hoping that, and sometimes I'm guilty of this. You go to a museum, you say culture, 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 and you walk away. I'm hoping that people don't do that. I'm hoping that everybody stops for a second or several seconds and looks at each photo and thinks about it. What did they like about it? What did they remind them of? Have there any questions, any thoughts, any memories that are evoked from just looking at this thing? As you said, I would, uh, and I'm guilty of this myself, but I'm hoping that nobody just sort of walks through. I'm hoping that people look. And I will be there during the opening ceremony. Hopefully, I will see you. And I would hope that people ask not only me, but the other artists some questions about our work. And hopefully, if it evoked anything in their minds, past experiences or something that somebody told them. And I think that would make for a great conversation. And I think that would be a good step for certainly a more thoughtful process or procedure of what we're going to do about our climate.
Problem: you're doing cutting edge research that the public doesn't understand. You're incredibly busy and outreach takes a lot of time. The solution? Galactic Polymath, an education studio that helps you connect to the most important audience for growing STEM literacy, K-12 classrooms. So, how do we connect your research to the classroom? At Galactic Polymath, we create beautiful visuals to communicate your science, design engaging lessons around your data,
analyze our data and find out for yourself,
align to teacher standards and practices, help you complete outreach on a funded grant, and win grants by having stellar broader impacts, ultimately simplifying your outreach efforts. Hire us. Let's turn your research into lessons that inspire. Real research, real people, real data, real careers, real learning. Find out more at galacticpolymath.com or email us at info@galacticpolymath.com.